a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened. Because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
We are Freetown!
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown!
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 Yeah!
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fisherman,
the taxi driver,
the barber.
Pleasant good morning to you and a warm welcome to News Hour. I am Esther Sako. Coming up, Khadija Yawa Joe Mansari of Daily Nursery and Preparatory School tops NPSC 2025 with aggregate 346. Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association and partners train doctors on track tackling rising causes of hypertension and diabetes. And health practitioners meet to review existing medical laws and policies. These stories and many more lined up in this edition of News Hour. Stay with us. Welcome back to News. I'll begin the news this morning with one of our top stories. A female candidate of Daily Nursery and Preparatory School, Khadija Yawa Joe Mansari, has topped this year's NPSC with an aggregate of 346. The total entry, including results that were not released to the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, was 171,112 candidates. 88,000 were females, whilst 82,618 were males. Here's an excerpt of the announcement by the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki.
The highest aggregate T-score obtained in 2025 NPSC was 346. This was higher than the 344 aggregate T-score of 2024. It was obtained by a female candidate, Mansari
Khadija Yawa Joe from the Daily Nursery and Preparatory School in Wellington. 128,766 candidates comprising of 66,371 girls and 62,395 boys passed the NPSC in 2025. These are candidates whose aggregate scores were on or above the cutoff score of 230 stipulated by the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education. The passes correspond to an overall pass rate of 78.2%, a male pass rate of 78.5%, and a female pass rate of 77.9%. It is worth noting that even though the 2025 female pass rate is slightly lower than that of the males, more female candidates than male candidates sat and passed the 2025 NPSC. Notwithstanding, it is noted that the trend of the female pass rate being slightly lower than that of males continues. Possible contributing factors are being probed. The top 5 performing candidates in 2025. The first was Mansare Khadija Yawa Joe, female, aggregate of 346, attends Daily Nursery and Preparatory School, Wellington. The second, Mara Bila Mansare, male, aggregate of 345 from the International College of McKinney Primary School. The third, Sise Adama Babito, female, aggregate of 344, attending Modern Academic School of Excellence, Rokel of Yahimu Street. Fourth, Koma Fore Yaya, male, aggregate 344 from the Modern Academic School of Excellence, Rokel of Yahimu Street. And the fifth, Thomas Sayer, female, aggregate 344 of Comforting Primary School, Calabar Town. It is worth noting that in the 2025 NPSC, there were more females than males in the top 5. A total of 4,483 candidates comprising of 2,424 females and 2,059 males had aggregate T-scores of 300 and above in 2025 NPSC. These numbers are greater than those of 2024.
That was the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, ending that announcement of the 2025 NPSC results. Now from there, we now take some stories on health. In Sierra Leone, the burden of non-communicable diseases like hypertension and type 2 diabetes, according to medical experts, is rising and many go undiagnosed and untreated. All over the weekend, the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association, with support from Sanofi Global Health Unit and PATH, held a session to train health professionals on better diagnosis, treatment, and community engagement. Here's the report. The session was held to equip doctors and medical officers with practical tools and updated knowledge to detect and manage hypertension and type 2 diabetes effectively. Hypertension and type 2 diabetes are described by health experts as the silent killers in Sierra Leone. With limited data systems, inadequate diagnostic tools, and a healthcare sector still largely geared towards infectious diseases, non-communicable diseases are silently crippling communities. The training, according to representatives from Sanofi and PATH, was part of a 2-year project supported by Sanofi and implemented by PATH, is already underway at 17 health facilities in the Western area. It includes training for community health workers, provision of digital blood pressure monitors and glucose kits, and rollout of national best practice guidelines. President of the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Freddie Coker, said the move marked a shift in direction.
Happy that they have decided to join force with us as a country, as a health sector, to help reduce the burden of two of the leading causes of mortality and mobility in our country. And we are quite sure that the collaboration between our association and PATH and Sanofi will continue to grow stronger and stronger and make a lasting impact in our health sector.
A senior cardiologist and dean at the College of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences, Professor James Russell, called cardiac disease a public health emergency. His presentation showed that globally, cardiovascular conditions, which are many linked to hypertension and diabetes, claim over 20.5 million lives annually.
The rate of hypertension and diabetes is on the increase. And at the same time, a significant number of our patients remain undiagnosed and untreated. Studies have shown that there is an increase in the risk of smoking in our country, including alcohol consumption, as well as physical inactivity.
He said that without a national plan, simplified treatment protocols, and better tracking, Sierra Leone's health system might collapse through the growing number of non-communicable diseases. Dr. Finda Gongo focused on awareness raising, urging our fellow doctors to step beyond hospital walls.
Patient education. As doctors, it is one way in which we can help the government, we can help the policy makers to fight this scourge of NCD rights. And another way is by community outreach.
Medical experts present said the training was timely as they've seen patients with complications from untreated hypertension and diabetes, noting that they now felt more equipped to act early on such cases.
We've been discussing the pathology of the actual disease and most especially on treatment. What are the protocols within Sierra Leone? What are the protocols outside? What are the best ways of treatment, and how can we manage it in our country with limited resources where we don't have all the medications? How are these things actually supposed to be managed?
I've learned that advocacy is key, and patient sensitization is also key in draining significant amount of patients presenting with those particular symptoms.
Slbc News, Esther Sako reporting. The Act on Climate Change today is a coalition of communities living on the edges of the Western Area National Park and their CSO partners, including the NGO Green Scenery. The Act Coalition has formed village development committees to restore the Western Area National Park, which has seen an alarming increase in deforestation activities in the past decade. Harold Williams reports how these communities equip themselves with information to improve the chances for conservation, the 18,000 hectares of forest in the Western area.
The formation of village development committees is an outcome of the Act Against Climate Change Today coalition aimed at restoration of the Western Area National Park. Selected teams from 10 of the Western Area communities recently met at separate locations in Grafton and Tombo to share perceptions on the impact of climate change on their localities. This also provided an opportunity to express their concerns over their access and control of community natural resources such as land and water, and the undue external influences over these communities for these same resources. The village development committees also progressed their knowledge about community-based climate change adaptation, sustainable natural resource management, and forest protection through community-based forest management. In this latest bid, undertaken by the NGO Green Scenery and various CSO partners to restore the Western Area National Park, supported by Trocare.
To increase agriculture yields, thereby ensuring food security and creating employment opportunities for youth and women, Africa Institute for Development and Equity and partners have empowered smallholder farmers with practical knowledge and skills on climate-smart agriculture. The training session on drip irrigation and greenhouse technology is part of the Youth and Women Climate-Smart Agripreneurship Project. Emmanuel Samuel witnessed the launch and compiled this report.
From the classroom, the participants were taken to the field to get first-hand experience of how climate-smart agriculture is done. At Jim and Kay's Agricultural Solution Farm in the Western Area Rural District, used as a demonstration site, the participants were amazed seeing greenhouse in action. The farm not only has greenhouse technology, it also has a drip irrigation system, among others. What's more intriguing about the farm is that even though it is a climate-smart farm, it is not highly technologically advanced, thereby motivating the smallholder farmers to emulate such new system.
Because all along, with your yarn for I don't come to pass you.
I am extremely happy because I now know how to go about doing it. I am also happy for the knowledge gained on proper packaging. These are skills I have been yearning and hoping to learn for a very long time now.
We've done the farm, but this training give me more idea and enlighten me more on how to farm.
Before now, nursing and transplanting was a serious challenge for us, but this training has empowered us to not only nurse and transplant, but to do it in a more advanced way that could make us make more yields as compared to previous years.
Founder Executive Director of Aid Sierra Leone, Mohamed Sisse, said their key goal is to ensure that the smallholder farmers are capacitated with the practical skills to make climate-smart agriculture a new normal for farmers countrywide.
So now that we've taught them about drip irrigation, about solar technology and greenhouse technology, it's good that they've learned it in the classroom, but now they need to come and see with their own eyes, see how it operates, see how everything works together, and how you can use other elements of these technologies.
It is hoped that the beneficiaries of such intensive training exercise would be carriers, disciples, and advocates for climate-smart agricultural practices nationwide. Emmanuel Samoa, SLBC.
The Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, with support from the Arms Trade Treaty Secretariat in Geneva, has begun a training for security personnel and staff of the Commission on the effective handling and use of weapon-making machines. The session is hosted by the Ministry of Defense on Tower Hill in Freetown. Ibrahim Samora reports.
And I wish now to declare this training formally.
For the next 5 days, these security personnel drawn from across the country will be capacitated on the handling and use of weapon marking machines with facilitator from the Arms Trade Treaty Secretariat in Geneva. Commissioner Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, Major General Retired Christian Kamara, said the session resonated with the ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons, underscoring the Commission's commitment in addressing the proliferation of arms and ammunition in the country. Major General Retired Kamara cited a series of supports from the Arms to the Treaty Secretariat to the Commission, including a project on the destruction of thousands of unserviceable weapons across the country. The Voluntary Trust Fund Officer, Arms Trade Treaty Secretariat in Geneva, Yoko Owanta, underscored the importance on training security personnel on weapon marking machines, describing the Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition as a shining example for the implementation of the Secretariat's projects. He said the engagement was part of ATT efforts to address the proliferation of weapons.
I stress continued leadership because Sierra Leone has led more than 100 member states of the Arms Trade Treaty as a president of the Arms Trade Treaty. Imagine, soon, the participants of this training will be tasked with marking of a batch of firearms. You will power up the machine, you will align the weapon, you will mark precisely and precision. And because of that mark, if the weapon was ever lost, stolen, or misused, it will enable to prevent diversion, support investigation, and ultimately save lives.
Minister of Internal Affairs Maury Lenga described the training of security personnel as a testament of the Commission's quest to contribute meaningfully to regional and international peace, security and development. He said small arms and light weapons were widely used of conventional weapons by state security as well as insurgents groups, noting that their proliferation is for chaos, economic degradation, threats to human security and safety. Head of Operations Sierra Leone Police, Assistant Commissioner of Police Edna Silva, and the Assistant Chief of Defense Staff, Operations and Plan, Brigadier General Philip Schkohens, said one of the problematic issues confronting nation states and the security sector in recent times was the proliferation of arms and ammunition. They said Sierra Leone has demonstrated the political will to combating and eradicate illicit trade of small arms and light weapons. Ibrahim Samura, Freetown.
The Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, Dr. Kudongwe, has called for strategic investment in local staple crops, notably gai and rice, which said could be transformed into valued added products with export potential, provided the right infrastructure and market platforms are in place. He made this call during a 2-day working visit a delegation from FAO made in Sierra Leone. Let's join Mohamed Lamin Touré, who was with the FAO team, and now reports.
Welcome by the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Henry Musakpaka. The Director General of FAO arrived alongside a delegation including Deputy DG and senior officials at a stakeholders briefing held at Lead Hotel Aberdeen. The Director General of FAO, Dr. Kyun Tong-gyeon, praised the country's rich natural resources and emphasized FAO commitment to strengthening Sierra Leone's capacity and multi-sectors. Dr. Kui urged for strategic investments in local staple crops, notably gari and rice, which he said could be transformed into valued-added products with export potential provided the right infrastructure and market platforms are in place. He called for increased technical and financial support for smallholders farmers and drew attention to underdeveloped sectors like flower crops cultivation, describing them as promising yet often overlooked. He also proposed enhanced investments in medical and pharmaceutical plant development, linking it to health security and rural economic empowerment. In response, Minister Akpaka highlighted key priorities under Pillar 4 and 5 of Sierra Leone's National Development Agenda, including boosting food production, reducing import dependency, and promoting agribusinesses innovations. He announced major reforms such as a new national cattle policy to regulate livestock production, strengthening legal frameworks for agricultural trade and sustainability, and expanded access to digital platforms for farmers. He also appealed for deeper FAO support in technical training and data-driven agricultural service. Hosted by President Bill, the visit spotlighted the Feed Salon initiative and opened meaningful dialogue on climate-smart agriculture, agri-business expansion, and South-South cooperation.
I extended the invitation, and this is because we have taken food security as a major project for our country to really lay a solid foundation for the economic progress that we want to make. Of course, there are other areas, especially with mineral wealth. But from our discussion, when you think about Vietnam and other countries, I think agriculture can form a more sustainable foundation. So I'm happy to receive you because we want to work with you for the technical support.
FAO pledged alignment with Sierra Leone's strategic goals, marking a fresh chapter in technical partnership and agricultural reform.
I don't know what I'm going to do after FAO, but at least I want to use FAO to support your agenda, support your country, to do my best impact or tangible result together with your leadership, your commitment, and of course your colleagues' close engagement with FAO agenda and so on and so forth.
To gather first-hand insights, Dr. Q conveyed a special briefing with Ministries of Fisheries, Economic Development and Agriculture. The discussions emphasize agriculture's role not only in food production but in climate resilience, ecosystem preservation and economic development. Minister of Fisheries, Princess Dugba, expressed heartfelt gratitude for FAO decade-long partnership and raised concerns on the urgent need for fiberglass boats to replace unsafe fooding vessels and called for alternative livelihood programs.
Well, really it's exciting to have a meeting with the FAO director because really the meeting shows that they are not just geared towards agriculture, they also look at other sectors like my sector, fisheries. And he has vast knowledge about fisheries. He said he did aquaculture for 30 years, which can also unlock the world.
My reaction is that it was a very positive engagement because he came out with his experience, not just his professional and personal experience, and how he can utilize this to support Sierra Leone.
During a staff engagement segment, the FAO country director praised Dr. Q's leadership and acknowledged the shared vision that helped forge enabling environments across ministries and partner organizations. Staff reflected on both success and lingering challenges, presenting symbolic gifts and called for renewed support to maximize the efforts of Sierra Leone's dedicated workforce. The visit also featured field tours, a stop at the Central Veterinary Laboratory in Teko Makini, an FAO-supported facility vital for livestock monitoring, a guided visit to PC Agricultural Farm in Lokomasama Chiefdom, Potloko District, where infrastructure and operations were reviewed by the DG, Minister Paka, and the farm manager. For SLBC, Mohamed Laminto reporting.
A 2-week intensive training program for school teachers and primary teachers in the Western region has begun in Freetown. The training, which was facilitated by the Sierra Leone Teachers Union Western Region in collaboration with the Canadian Teachers Federation, aimed at enhancing professional development and promotes teacher well-being in the country. Christiana Kamara was at Hotel 510 in Kisi, Freetown, where the training is ongoing, and compiled this report.
The orientation, which brought together diverse groups of educators, including heads of schools, senior teachers, and primary teachers from various schools across the Western region, was to enhance professional development and promote teachers' well-being in the country. The 2-week intensive training program will cover critical areas such as mathematics instruction, teachers' well-being, and fostering a positive learning environment. Before the commencement of the session, some teachers shared their eagerness towards the program and expressed appreciations for the opportunity to engage with international education experts and to gain new strategies they can apply in their schools. Vice President of the Sierra Leone Teachers Union Western Region, Teresa Agnes Sako, emphasized the union's commitment to improving the professional capacity of teachers and the significance of international cooperation in the educational sector.
No nation can rise above the quality of its education system, and no education system can rise above the caliber of its teachers. Remember, there is no amount of money that will be okay for you teachers, but remember the knowledge will be okay. We as service to the nation, that's our motto. And as teachers, we should always prepare to serve the nation.
Team lead for the Canadian Teachers Federation delegation noted that they remain committed in supporting educational systems in developing nations through sustainable and impactful partnerships.
This program, Teaching Together, is based on the principle of partnership and solidarity. We are not here from Canada to work for you or to deliver to you, but to work alongside our co-facilitators from your union and in collaboration with all of you to hopefully share an experience that will be enriching for all of us, both personally and professionally.
As Sierra Leone continues to rebuild and strengthen its education system, partnerships like such between Sierra Leone Teachers Union and the Canadian Teachers Federation stands as a beacon of hope. By investing in the well-being and capacity of educators, the program will not only uplift teachers but also lays the foundation for a more resilient and effective school system. SLBC News are in Freetown. Christiana Kamara reporting.
The mortal remains of a late Honorable Justice Dr. Abubakar Bine Kamara has been laid to rest at age 48. The Court of Appeal judge was an accomplished scholar and academic giant who lectured in almost all universities across the country. Until his demise, he was the Dean of Faculty of Law at Sierra College. Muhammad Koroma reports.
Allahu Akbar.
I will not rest until the children of the poor and the downtrodden in society are educated. When a man loses money, he loses nothing, but when he loses his integrity, he loses everything. Let's forge ahead. These were among the favorite sayings of the late Honorable Justice Dr. Abubakar Bine Kamara, a man of many virtues who gave his all to education. The Honorable Justice Dr. Bine Kamara was among the most celebrated and versatile academics whose knowledge spanned from economics, law, accounting, and media. The learned judge of the Court of Appeal wore many hats as a lecturer and first Dean of the Faculty of Law, FBC, lecturer of the then Mass Communications Department, FBC, lecturer IMAT College, King Tom, not to talk of his leadership lectures at IPAM and Jala universities.
When citizens are informed with the right, proper, and genuine information, they will definitely be able to hold the government accountable.
Justice Bine Kamara began his early career as a print journalist before he ventured fully into academia. In spite of his many accolades, the academic giant and jurist could not withstand the force of death, a pathway that is carved for every living being, irrespective of status. The Honorable Justice Bine Kamara had a lot of mentees who he fondly called his disciples. Amongst them is Dr. Francis Soa.
We will only aspire, we will only want to do what he did. But I will think that we'll need to give our best to even get to his point. We only hope that he can be replaced, but I can tell you that standing here now, I'm not sure that you can have one person who will replace Justice Binay Kamara. To my mind, it will be several persons that will replace him.
All the students who have passed through his forensic hands perceived him as an accomplished scholar whose mastery of English language was top-notch.
When you look at his academic erudition, he was somebody who was highly acclaimed, and if I could say, he was a man who served humanity very well. Devoid of the fact that he was academically inclined, he was also a very humble personality.
In our first day in class in the law of thought, when he came and said, see, some of you people, your problem is the English language. For me, English is the most simple thing, because when I start to teach law of thought, I will unravel, unpack, and lay the concept bare for everyone to understand.
One of his close friends, who had known him for over 30 years, Umaru Fofana, referred to him as a humble personality who developed insatiable appetite for books since his formative years.
Since the late 1990s, when he started off as a journalist, and then he and I became friends. He would visit me at my house. He wanted to achieve in life, and he wanted to be a good writer and an academic. And for some reason, he thought that befriending me would enhance his chances into journalism. And later on, I advised him to go to university. He did go to university, studied, and he became a super reader, voracious reader, a lot more than he thought I was.
Chief Justice Komba Kamanda also eulogized the late man, stating that his impact to the judiciary was outstanding.
He was a very hard-working judge. I am comforted by this. The judiciary is mourning his loss, and we pray that Almighty God that his soul will rest in perfect peace.
The younger brother of the late learned judge, Ibrahim Binay Kamara, perceived his brother as an icon, not only to the nation, but to his family.
He kind of act for sin at the society. And he always the choke him for say, una no worry for me. Una no worry for me. Me are ready for plague in life. For like at least the poor man picking go able for land book.
Honorable Justice Dr. Abubakar Binay Kamara has passed on, but his impact to society will continue to linger in the minds of those whose lives he had touched. For SLBC, Mohamed Kouma reporting.
We now go in for some international news. It's a very pleasant welcome to the international news summary on News Hour. Police in the town of Ipin said they have arrested 6 people on Sunday, including 4 suspected of involvement in violent disorder during the previous demonstration on Thursday. Officers patrolled the area around the Bell Hotel throughout the night after issuing an order for the crowds to disperse. The protests came amid escalating tension over the rising number of asylum seekers who are being housed at government expense in hotels around the country. These pressures flared into days of rioting last month in Northern Ireland after 2 teenagers were arrested on charges of sexual assault. Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned last year's riot as far-right thuggery as police intervened to stop the violence and expedited the sentences of those convicted of taking part. The demonstration came after 8 police officers were injured on Thursday after a peaceful protest outside the hotel escalated into violence. 4 of those detained on Sunday were arrested in connection with events that happened during the initial protest, police said. The 5th was arrested on suspicion of causing criminal damage to a police car, while the 6th was arrested for being equipped to cause criminal damage. At least 19 people have died and 164 were injured after a Bangladesh Air Force training jet crashed into a school campus in the capital, Dhaka. The armed forces said the F-7 jet experienced a mechanical fault after taking off for a training exercise just after 1 p.m. local time. The pilot was among those killed. More than 50 people, including children and adults, were taken to hospital with burns, a doctor at the National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery said. The injured have been transferred to nearby hospitals while emergency teams are continuing rescue operations at the scene. An investigations committee has been formed to look into the incident, the statement added. Mohammed Yunus, the leader of Bangladesh interim government, said necessary measures will be taken to investigate the cause of the incident and ensure all kinds of assistance. Bangladesh has announced the day of mourning on Tuesday when a national flag will be flown at half-mast across the country. China sent a fleet of 31 pure electric mining trucks to Africa on Sunday for use in a copper mining project in Zambia. The trucks were provided by Freetown Technology, a Chinese high-tech company specializing in green construction machinery. They'll be used by an African branch of China's state-owned company, 15th Metallurgical Construction Group. Freetown Technology is responsible for providing a zero-carbon mining robot system, including electrical vehicles, autonomous driving, and clean energy technologies. The mining trucks are expected to reach Durban in South Africa after a 20 to 25 days journey. China has pledged $5 billion to Zambia's mining industry by 2031, despite controversies surrounding the environmental and social impact on Chinese-owned mines. Prominent Kenyan activist Boniface Wangi has been charged with illegal possession of ammunition linked to protests last month, in which at least 19 people were killed. He denied the charge and has been released on bail. Investigators say they had seized phones, a laptop, and notebooks from his Lukanian home on the outskirts of the capital, Nairobi, and hard drives, computers, tear gas canisters, and a blank firearm round from his office in the city. The alleged offences are linked to anti-government protests on the 25th of June, where, according to the state-funded Kenyan National Commission on Human Rights, 19 people died when demonstrators clashed with police. Hundreds were also injured and property and businesses were damaged. As he entered the courtroom, fellow activists and supporters who had gathered to show their solidarity and support sang the national anthem. Most of those killed on the 25th of June died from gunshot wounds, with human rights groups blaming police brutality. Well, that's all in the international news summary. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. From international news, we move on to business updates. It's a very pleasant welcome to the business segment of Newsa for this hour. Remember, the business segment on Newsa brings you stories and events happening across the country related to business and its impact on the economy. In this edition, the Board of the National Petroleum announces the appointment of a new Chief Executive Officer, and Sierra Leone Water Company launched their Orange Money Pay Salwako water bill. All the stories are lined up on business segment of Newsa. To enable customers across the country pay for their services electronically, the Sierra Leone Water Company Salwako has officially launched their Orange Money Pay Salwako water bill. Suleiman Babature has more.
Now officially launched the digital payment platform for Salwako.
The launching of the Salwako Orange Money platform brought together representatives from the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, Salwako, Orange Money, and other related agencies. According to the Director of Commercial Services, Salwako, Mohammed Aziz Mansare, they introduced the platform to help address complaints and constraints of customers, especially those in rural communities, in accessing bank to pay their water bills, and to allow customers get instant access to receipts. Orange Money representative Joseph Safar Tengbe said the launch of the service was to ensure easy and fast payments, cashless transactions, and affordable access to clean and safe drinking water, among others.
With Orange Money, Salwako customers no longer need to travel longer distances or wait in long queue just to pay water bills.
Managing Director, Salwako, Engineer George Lamin Vandi, said they had established a software building system, a help desk to ask and answer questions, receive complaints, and completed integration with AfriCell. He said they were on the process of replacing green energy with solar power system and more.
I'm taking time to give these achievements or these things that are ongoing to let our customers know and to let the public know that we are exploiting infrastructure to achieve effectiveness and efficiency.
Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Dr. Saupatu Hannah McCarthy, rendered her expectations in seeing Salwaku generate revenue, be transparent and accountable to customers by making life easier for the customers.
As a government, we want to see our parastatals succeeding. We want to see Salwaku, as the MD said, being self-sufficient. Now we know that it's heavily subvented. We want to see a situation where Salwaku will be self-sustaining, where we will be able to mobilize enough funds to carry on our operations. And how do we do it? Is by partnerships like this, innovative methods like this, where we make sure we use technology to increase our revenue collection.
Water-related agencies like Guma Valley, Sierra Leone Electricity and Water Regulatory Authority, and the National Water Resources Management Agency also rendered their goodwill messages to the successful implementation of the service. The team from Orange Money demonstrated how to access, use and make payment on the new platform. For SLBC Business News, Slaman Babatue reporting.
The Board of the National Petroleum, Sierra Leone Limited, has announced the appointment of Dr. Mohamed S. Kano as the new Chief Executive Officer of the company following the resignation of Mr. Saidou Mansari. Dr. Kano, until his appointment, was the CEO of NP Côte d'Ivoire, one of the affiliates of NP Group Limited. Dr. Kano's appointment takes effect on the 1st of August, 2025. Well, that's all in the business segment of news for this hour. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye. From business update, we move on to sports.
The updates return our attention to Staffa as in a dramatic turn of events. The president of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Thomas Tadi Brahma, has directed the acting General Secretary Mohamed Bensim Barrow to immediately suspend all electoral activity. The updates return our attention to Staffa as in a dramatic turn of events. The president of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Thomas Tadi Brahma, has directed the acting General Secretary Mohamed Bensim Barrow to immediately suspend all electoral activities related to the upcoming Staffa elections, where the directive issued in a letter dated July 19, 2025, citing gross violations of both the Staffa statute and electoral code. Here is the report. President of the Sierra Leone Football Association, SLAFA, Thomas Tadi Brahma, has called on FIFA governance to investigate the alleged breaches, emphasizing that the credibility and transparency of the electoral process, his suspension from the race, along with Aminata Bangura, has sparked widespread debate and raised questions about the legitimacy of the Ethics Committee actions. Among the key concerns raised by Brahma are failure to conduct mandatory integrity checks as required under Article 60, Sub 3 of the SLAFA Statute, improper appointments of the Electoral Committee, including the chairperson and deputy chairperson, who were not elected by Congress as mandated by Article 60 sub 5, missed electoral deadlines, including the failure to publish the list of qualified candidates on July 18 and unexplained disqualification of candidates, including Bremer himself and Aminata Bangura, without formal rulings allegedly violating Article 68 of the SLAFA Ethics Code. Earlier, Thomas Daddy Bremer, who faces a 1-year ban and a fine following an investigation into allegations of forgery and misrepresentation, the Ethics Committee cited conflicting birth dates across multiple passports and discrepancies in police clearance documentation as grounds for his disqualification. Also disqualified is Aminata Bangura, whose candidacy was marred by questions surrounding her eligibility, including alleged forged documents and failure to meet residency and football administration's requirements. Her legal team has reportedly petitioned CAF and FIFA threatening to escalate the matter to the Court of Arbitration for Sport if no resolution is reached.
We expect those who are at the forefront of things to make sure they do what is right for Sierra Leoneans, because we are not in any place ready to be banned from football. We've seen developments from football, we've also benefited a lot from it, and we believe they need to do the right thing for us to move to the next level. Sierra Leoneans out there, I think, deserve to know what is currently happening, and they need the right information, because what is currently the problem is that they are getting a lot of misinformation from people who are currently representing camps in this particular ongoing issue of the SLFE.
As the August 2nd election date looms, the SLAFA finds itself in a state of uncertainty. Stakeholders now await further guidance from FIFA and CAF on whether the election will proceed or face indefinite postponement. Slbc Sports, Mohamed Lamintu reporting. Now let's turn our attention to the international scene, as the Confederation of African Football CAF has announced new coaching rules. Head coaches and assistants for senior A or B national teams must hold a CAF A license or pro to enhance coaching standard across Africa. Well, that's all we can take in this edition of the update. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Mohamed Lamintu, and goodbye.
Well, from Sports Update, that's how we draw the curtains of the news this morning. But before we go, a quick recap of our main points. A female candidate of Dele Nursery and Preparatory School, Khadija Yawa Jomansari, has topped this year's NPSC with an aggregate of 346. The total entry, including results that were not released to the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, was 171,112 candidates. 88,000 were female, while 82,618 were males. Over the weekend, the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association, with support from Sanofi Global Health Unit and PATH, held a session to train health professionals on better diagnosis, treatment, and community engagement on non-communicable diseases. And to strengthen Sierra Leone's pharmaceutical sector and protect the public from the dangers of counterfeit and substandard medicines, the Pharmacy Board of Sierra Leone, with key stakeholders, has concluded a 3-day national session with health professionals, lawmakers, and development partners. Well, that's all. That's our wrap up this edition of the news on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I have been your presenter, Esther Sako. Stay tuned to your public broadcaster, the Slbc. If you can, up next is Good Morning Sierra Leone. Stay with us.
Here's how to send money overseas using AfriMoney and BNB. Dial *161#. Select option 1. Go to option 6 for overseas money. Press 1 for BNB. You'll see the list of countries you can send to. Enter receiver's full name. Enter the receiver's phone number. Enter the amount you want to send. Enter your PIN to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your transaction. Terms and conditions applied.
We are the national broadcaster, and I am Sulaiman Baba Toure, a reporter and presenter at the SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
From the commercial department, I am Regina Bangura. You are watching SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
I am Jonathan Turner, a reporter for Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC. As a reporter, I do stories on education, health, politics, and more. Stay glued with SLBC to watch my stories. Your voice, my voice.
Lucian Ganda, producer Weyus, and producer and presenter Christian Editions on TV. This is the SLBC.
I am William Wise, presenter Weyus and also reporter at the SLBC, and this is the SLBC.
I am Salma Tabak, television executive producer. I produce programs on both radio and television. I'm a news anchor, a presenter, an announcer on radio. I enjoy what I do because I serve a public service broadcaster. It's a pleasure to work with the SLBC. I am Tilly Koma, Head of News and Current Affairs Unit, Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Our news hour now covers several segments. We have entertainment, business, weather, sports, ferry schedule, and human interest stories, not forgetting politics. We are doing all that to keep you people posted on what's happening all over the country. Thanks for being with us at SLBC. Keep blue. We are the best.
Discover Sierra Leone, a hidden gem of West Africa, where the radiance of life danced in harmony with the beauty of nature.
Feel the heartbeat of our culture in every beat of the drum, in every step of the dance.
Experience the tranquility of our shores, where each sunrise brings new stories and endless possibilities.
Immerse yourself in the vibrant tapestry of our daily life, where every color tells a tale and every face a friend.
Come, be enchanted by the sights and sounds of Sierra Leone.
A place where your adventure awaits.
And memories are made.
Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of July, 2025. Good morning and a warm welcome to your breakfast show. Good morning, Sierra Leone, the program that starts your day with analysis and views on current happenings in the country. I am your presenter, Esther Sako. Our quote of the day is from an American actor, Jack Lemmon, and it says, "Failure seldom stops you. What stops you is the fear of failure? Well, coming up in this session of the program, Honorable Ben Alpha Mansari raised concerns over ongoing fuel discrepancies in the country. Executive Director of the National Sports Authority speaks on the development of sports in the country, and National Spokesman of the Jagaban Charity Foundation to speak on the foundation's efforts in empowering women, providing essential learning materials for school and vocational institutes, and ensuring access to clean water with boreholes installation, among others. On this note, we invite you to participate in the program by sending a text message to the number displayed on your screen, or send your comments on our Facebook page at SLBC Live. The program you're watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live on the SLBC. Stay with us.
Is Good Morning Sierra Leone live on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Well, we start on the program where we go to the first intro. Executive Director of the National Sport Authority, Dr. Emmanuel Safar Abdullahi, over the past months have been engaging international partners for the development of sport in the country. Amongst the development projects are the installation of about 50 artificial grass across the country and many more. For more on this and other developments in the sports sector, we have been joined by the man himself, Dr. Emmanuel Safar Abdullahi, Executive Director of NSA. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning, sir.
Good morning, viewers and listeners.
So we want you to put it into context, you know, because going around social media or other platform, you know, reading this into, it's something like different. You say, this particular artificial turf that have been around in different fields, you know, was done by the SLFA, and now we are reading that it's as a result of your engagement with different international partners. So I want you to put it into context.
Well, thank you. Sorry, yeah, it's good to put it into context. The artificial turf that have been installed in the country were done by the SLFA. So that is a FIFA project. What we have done, however, as part of the government's efforts to build the infrastructure around sport, was that in May we visited Denmark and we were able to secure the initial 20 artificial turf. And this 20 artificial turf is what we are talking about today. We are launching a major fundraising drive to bring them to Sierra Leone. The idea is to install this artificial turf in every district headquarter town, and then also some children headquarter town. So part of that visit really was to look for this infrastructure, secure them, which we have, thanks to the Danish people and also thanks to Fan Sierra Leone, because they were the ones who actually opened the doors in Denmark. And now we can proudly say we have about 20 artificial turfs that we're bringing to Sierra Leone. But we have to bring them, we have to pay the fees to bring them. That's why we are launching a nationwide fundraising. So the idea is really, rather than putting all of this burden on the government, is to say, those of you who come from Gambia, come together and raise the funds to bring it for your people. Those who come from Bomali, those who come from Kailan, so that everyone can contribute towards installing, bringing and installing this artificial turf. You will agree with me that this is a massive game changer in football, and it's the beginning of the infrastructural project. When I took over the NSA 14 months ago, one of the major things that I pledged to do was to develop the infrastructure. Why? Because we don't have infrastructure to train our athletes, but we want to participate in every international competition. So every time we go to government, we take money and take athletes who are not up to standards, then we are wasting government resources. If we build the infrastructure like football is, you now can prepare the athletes and they can compete internationally, not just to participate.
So Dr. Abdullah, we know that the SLFA has done, a lot in terms of installing this artificial turf, and this new partnership that you seek, will complement that effort. But we know in Freetown they've done some pitch. So this particular turf, is it only meant for the district headquarter towns or other pitches that are yet to get this type of?
Well, so the first thing is Freetown is not Sierra Leone. We have to understand that. Before we got this artificial turf from Denmark, I had promised the people of Kailan 3 years ago that I would buy them an artificial turf, and I have. So Kailan is basically a privately installed one. It will even arrive tomorrow. The containers will be here tomorrow. But the point is, we cannot just concentrate everything in Freetown. The district headquarters towns desire artificial turf. In Freetown, you have the stadium, you have a pro school, then you have the Mohamed Kalon Field, which is a privately owned. You have the academy, which is also there. Stadium has two actually, the main bowl and the practicing field. Then you have the one at the arena, one at Mauritania. We know we need about 4 or 5 more, but if Freetown has about 4 or 5, let us look outside and fix the others. If we have remainings, we can bring it to major fields in Freetown like Frobe, Wellington, these massive fields. But initially, it's about distributing the resources evenly across the country.
So where exactly are your targeted communities? Because we have some certain areas, like Lunge for example, they have a field there that is the main field that they play most of their matches. And now they cannot host matches, they go to Port Local to play their own matches.
Yes.
So where exactly are your targeted communities?
So it's a very interesting thing. My team, that is the Premier League team, Lower FC, we used to host our games in Kailan because I come from Kailan. So my father coaches. Then the SLFA said, like Lunge, that we cannot play on that. So they moved our games to Freetown or Kenema. Lunge has been moved to Port Local. That is why your team, the team from Lunge basically plays in Port Local. So what we are saying is, we have about 9 more districts without artificial turf. So you have Kandia, Kono, Kwenajibu, Tonkolili, Bond, Pujon, Moyamba, and I think Karine. Those ones are priorities. Even if we are only bringing 10, they will be the ones who will get. Then we'll begin to look at Class A chiefdoms, the bigger ones. So you look like Lone Sar, maybe Lunge, then we can talk about Pendembo, Daru or something, before we can talk about Freetown, because people deserve this facility across the country.
Okay, so let's talk on the partnership. Apart from this artificial turf, what other targeted areas did you?
So we're looking at fixing. That will be the next year project. If we're able to install all of these artificial turf across the country this year, next year will be tracks. So we have to fix tracks initially in the regional headquarters towns, because it's a massive investment. Getting one track is about $400,000, right? But like you said, putting this into context, one artificial turf will cost us $250,000. Now we have it for free. We have about 20. So that's a massive way forward. And then we just need to ship them. It's 40,000 per field, $40,000 US per field. So you could see that we have really cut. What would have invested from government or from people also massively. And I think it's time for everyone to come together to say, if you say you're supporting, let's say for example, you're supporting Wusum Stars, the artificial turf at Wusum is over 15 years old. It's no longer tough. It's not grown. Basically, we have to change it. The artificial turf in Kono is also very bad. We have to change it. So people from this district should come together and fundraise so that we can change the situation.
So since you started talking, you were saying that people should come together to fund it. So what is the responsibility of the people there? Because some people might be saying, oh, they are bringing this artificial turf, and as such they are bringing experts to install them. So we're
bringing the artificial turf and we bring experts to install them. The people of this district need to raise the funds to ship the artificial turf and help us. The government does everything in this country. We want to fly for sport, it's the government. Sport athletes are sick, it's the government. Trophy is the government. The government funds Premier League, male and female Premier League. You understand? So sometimes we have to think outside of the box. That's why we are asking citizens to take ownership of it. When it is installed, like all other artificial turf that have been installed by the SLFA, it is given to the Football Association of the district. They manage it, not the government. They are supposed to manage it and take care of it. So right now you have it in Kenema, and Port Local, and they're being managed by the football associations.
So a critical voice might be saying, are the NSA who gets huge allocations from government? Why are they calling on citizens in those areas to mobilize funds?
doesn't get huge allocation from government. I'll give you figures. When I came to the NSA, their budget was 99 billion. That 99 billion, when Leicester plays 4 games, it's done, it's finished. So it's not it's not a quarter of what the NSA sport needs. This is what we do. Let's put these things into weird figures. Every time Leicester plays away, it's about 21 millions. And if you have 99, that's about 4 games. And Leicester plays like 6-7 games a year. So it is not enough. This year, we only got 66 million. Leicester has already used about half of that. They have 4 games in September and October. You have other sporting disciplines. They also deserve to be supported. So it is not true that we get huge chunk from government. And if we say we are only sitting there and waiting for government, we cannot. We have to mobilize resources to be able to deliver on development. Development knows no boundaries, and that is what I keep saying. All of us have to come on board and ensure that these artificial turfs are brought in. So what we've done is to launch this campaign, the artificial turf campaign, to ensure that we bring them from Denmark.
Okay, continue to with us on the program is Dr. Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi, and he's the Executive Director for the National Sports Authority. We'll move on to another issue. It's Honorable Ben Alpha Mansai, Deputy Spokesman of the Opposition, All People's Congress in Parliament, and the representative of Moyamba District has stood up on standing on the 23 to raise serious concerns over the ongoing fuel discrepancy in the country, which they described as a national issue of urgent importance. We spoke about the troubling gap between the official government fuel price and lower rates now offered by private fuel companies. Well, for more on this concern, we have in the studio Honorable Ben Mansai. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Okay, so give us a clear picture. Explain to us what you mean by the fuel discrepancies. Does it have to do with the pricing, availability, the quantity, or something else?
Thank you so much. Just like I did a few months back when I stood on SO23 to raise concerns with regards to the growing concerns raised by citizens to access centers for the collection of national identity cards, and I did the same on my birthday, July 15. In fact, that was a birthday gift to the nation. As representative, we should listen to the concerns of the public, and when we listen to their concerns, we should channel it through Parliament, because we have a statutory mandate to supervise all these ministries, departmental agencies, and so normally when we raise concerns, the Speaker will give instruction to the necessary committees for them to be summoned. Actually, the fuel price discrepancy is not more the problem. First of all, let me appreciate the private companies who thought it fit that with God and conscience they should reduce the price of fuel, and that reflects the lives of citizens, especially for those who have vehicles, can now buy fuel at 24, 25, 26, of which for the National Petroleum, which is NP, price remains the same at 27.40 cents or so. And this lowering price of fuel hasn't a corresponding positive effect on transport fare. For instance, when the price of fuel was 27, the Ministry of Transport, put out a press release, adjust prices nationwide. So what is wrong also if private companies have reduced the price of fuel for the Ministry of Transport to bring out a price regulation for the public? But I have to come to the stagnant price of NP, wherein the National Petroleum Regulatory Authority has not put out a press release as it used to, be. Exactly. So that was the reason why I said, no, the citizens doesn't deserve this. As a country, let us also celebrate when there are reduction of prices in all commodities. And how can we celebrate this? If there has been hike in price of fuel, and no sooner there is a hike, you can see a public notice, a press release. Drivers want their prices to go up. And what if the price has dropped? There should also be a drop in price. And as it is now, the price of transport fare remains the same. Let me take you back to Waka Fine. Waka Fine was brought in to alleviate the sufferings and ease the transport burden of citizens, especially in the capital. And so the actual price by then that was introduced was 10 leones. 10 leones price, yeah? And as it is now, Waka Fine is still charging citizens at 10 leones, and it is the only body that the management body that buys fuel at around 23 leones, the cheapest fuel.
So Honorable, I want to only that. Honorable, the National Petroleum Regulatory Authority might stand up to contest what you are saying that the price that they recognize is 27. This issue about price, not price, it was brought on by the Native Consortium, and private companies, do thought it fit based on conscience, as you rightly said. They reduced it, but the Petroleum Regulatory Authority said their ceiling is 27, so they will challenge you on that.
In fact, I am not here challenging NPRA. The law gives provision for private institutions selling fuel to sell a price lower than the 27 leones, rather than exceeding 27. Yeah, and as consumers, we now have a choice to buy what we want to buy. But if the price of fuel has dropped, what is wrong for the Ministry of Transport to put out a press release?
Well, there's been no official press release from the NP. Because many times, whenever there's a press release, that's when you see the Ministry of Transport putting out a press release.
I'm coming. This is what I challenge in Parliament, that the NPRA must be summoned to Parliament. Yeah? If you have not put out a press release because you know that it was a decision of private companies, what about NP? Now, let me come to what government is losing now. Yeah? Government is consuming around 100 to 200,000 liters a day. And the cost of a price of a liter is 27, right? So, what if now the price drops to 24, 25? We have a uniform price nationwide. Don't you think that one will save money? Government workers are given fuel cheats to buy fuel. So now NP is enjoying from the government coffers. And that is a wastage, a proper wastage of resources for the nation. We should save money. The thing that we should underscore here, that let us don't just celebrate budget execution all the time. Dr. Sitelia has made significant progress in the footballs or the sports sector, and now he's creating ways to secure revenues and to ensure that he gets revenues from other avenues instead of only depending on government. So what is wrong also if we have the opportunity for a reduction of the price of fuel and government save money? So on that note, we are expecting NPRA to do as usual. But what the subject matter here is about the growing concerns of citizens, the transport fare. Now, why Waka Fine price remains the same as it is?
But Waka Fine will tell you that they are buying fare from NP and NP is selling at 27. So
no, they are not. Waka Fine is not buying fare from NP, my brother.
Well, they will put up that argument.
So this is why we are challenging NPRA to tell them that that's complete unpatriotism. That's a complete disregard of you being an authority serving government. Let me tell you, ministry departments and agencies serve as strong pillars to ensure that every government succeeds. So why is it that for any time there are opportunities for prices to go down, and this agency is supposed to celebrate because it reflects in the lives of citizens? So the silence of NPRA is becoming unbearable. They now need to act immediately and speak to the public, and also to save revenue for the government. The NP also should reduce the price. What is wrong? Where are they buying fare? Are they buying it from Tobongo, one of our villages in Mwamba? And the private companies, where are they buying it? They are buying the fare from the same source. It's a shame as a nation. Even when the private individual dropped the price, that doesn't mean it's a blow. It is not a blow. In fact, the PR for NPRA would have come out to the public and celebrate the private individual that yes, the laws will set based on the acts. We gave we made a provision for private companies to regulate prices for themselves below the actual ceiling.
Okay, so Honorable, you can agree with me that recently all the reductions that have been made in the past, it has not been reflecting on different commodities.
In fact, with the exception of recent months, the reduction of recent months, I'm not talking about the reduction of 5 leos, or 5 cents or whatever, one leos reduction. It has not been reflecting. But this one is almost 20% drop. They should reflect. You know, we love price increment all the time. Business people will just feel that okay, today government has put out a press release that fuel has increased to 29 leons. By the time you remember, you can see the reflection all over on price hike. So when the prices have been lowered, you cannot see, you are not seeing it reflecting. So the problem is we don't take responsibilities as citizens. We don't take responsibility as those in authority, and which is why we are here to tell the public that one, they deserve a reduction of a transport fare. People going to Kenema, Kailambu, Pujong, they are transporting commodities, and at the same time, as commuters, they have many other engagements. So I want to say that the NPRA should not escape this. Let him celebrate. He should celebrate the decision of private companies, and let him also try to ensure the NP reduce the price. 100 to 200,000 liters a day consumed by government approximately at 27 now. I wonder what audit service will bring out for the next audit report. So now we are urging NPRA to put out a press release as soon as possible to have a uniform price nationwide. We are urging the Ministry of Transport to put out a press release to review prices of transport fare. And Waka Fine was brought under the pretext of radical inclusion. There are many posts. It was brought under the pretext of saying that we are here to deliver. This morning I stopped by Calvato. I went to the bus and I asked for the price of a ticket. It's still 10 leons. Wakafa is not buying fuel at 27. Let them don't shield Wakafa. If I see how they have disguised the vehicles, it took me time to understand that it is Wakafa buses. You know, they have labeled it with different, with the exception of the green, white, and blue, and that should not even happen for you to seal the green, white, and blue that used to be. So we are expecting NPRA and all sectors to act immediately, and I'm sure, I have no doubt in the leadership of the Honorable Speaker Sengekpo Thomas, and of course it was the Deputy Speaker that was on the bench when I raised the concern, and he instructed the various committees responsible to summon the authorities. But again, what normally happens, the problem in this country is compliance. Parliament is a very big institution in this country. It's one of the greatest arms of government of this country. When I raised the concern of the national identity card, despite the DG having assured Parliament that he will ensure that machines are going to be taken at Chiefdom headquarters, up to date, even at Freetown Center, you see that there is a lot of inefficiency to ensure people even access the process. They will stood in queue, people with disability, pregnant women, some even don't have the zeal. What is wrong for a million population in Freetown to have many centers? So that, and again, this is not free.
Okay.
It is not free. You are from age 12 and above. People should collect their ID cards, so let them access it.
Okay, so continue to stay with us. He is Honorable Ben Alpha Mansai, the Deputy Spokesman of the All People's Congress Party in Parliament and a representative of Moyambadi State, talking on the discrepancy in the fuel prices. While we go to L tips of today, in today's L tips, we take a look at how to check your pulse. The average resting heart rate is between 60 and 100 beats per minute. Find your pulse by continuing the number of beats in 30 seconds and doubling that number. Well, watch this video and learn.
Average heart beats about 60 to 100 times every minute when you're at rest. You probably don't notice it often, but by taking your pulse, you can feel just how hard your heart is working to keep you healthy. Some smart devices and watches can take your pulse for you, and they're pretty accurate. But if you don't have one handy, you can take your pulse yourself, using just your fingers. Start by resting 3 fingers on the inside of your wrist of the opposite hand. Place them in the spot where your thumb meets your wrist. Or you can take your pulse by feeling the artery on the side of your neck. Place your index finger and middle finger in the groove under your jaw next to your windpipe. Press until you feel a subtle throbbing. That's your pulse. It's a rush of blood that flows through your artery with each beat of your heart. Count each beat for 30 seconds. Look at a clock or a stopwatch to help you keep time. Double the number of beats you felt to find your heart rate in beats per minute. If you counted 40 beats in 30 seconds, your heart rate is 80 beats per minute. If you counted 70, your heart rate is 140. There are a lot of things that can make your heart beat faster or slower than average. Athletes and people taking medications like beta blockers tend to have slower resting heart rates. And things like exercising or downing one too many energy drinks can bring your heart rate up above the normal range. If you're experiencing symptoms of an abnormal pulse, like dizziness or fatigue, talk with a healthcare provider.
Welcome back. Hope you learned a lot from a health tip of today that has to do with how to check your pulse. Well, the program you're watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live on the SLBC, and you can also be part of the program by sending your text message to the number displayed on the screen, or send your comments on our Facebook page at SLBC Live. Well, we move on to another issue. In an impactful work of the Jagaban Charity Foundation, a humanitarian organization that is supporting many deprived communities, it remains committed to addressing the challenges of many underreached communities in Sierra Leone. The foundation is also dedicated to offering free medical services to vulnerable populations, demonstrating a steadfast commitment to uplifting those in need. Well, the national spokesman of the Jagaban Charity Foundation, Eulogy Kamara, will be discussing the foundation's remarkable efforts in empowering women through startup financing, providing essential learning materials for schools and vocational institutions, ensuring access to clean water with borehole installations, among others. You want to welcome to the program.
Good morning.
So tell us what gave rise to the Jagaban Charity Foundation before going into your activities.
Okay, thank you very much. Mohamed Omodu Kamara, popularly known as Jagaban, is a philanthropist, a dedicated Muslim, and a politician. The foundation started years ago before him coming into politics, and it bears the needs that he wants to contribute to nation's development, and he wanted to achieve his dream by making access to certain facilities available to doorsteps of people. There comes in the Jagaban Charity Foundations, for which he looks at health issues, he looks at water crisis, and also financing for women and girls, and also education, for which is not limited to the traditional form of education, but vocational institutes and the likes.
So let us know your targeted communities since the foundation has been working.
Every community in Sierra Leone. We do not pick, but we looked at felt needs around communities and what they requested for. So every community is benefiting from our activities.
Okay, so it's stated that you have been empowering women. So let us know your targeted women and how successful has the financing been for them since the foundation was opened.
Thank you very much. It is very important. Microfinance to women. These are money that are not paid back to the government. But what we do is to follow up on how best growth are making in those communities that we are supporting women. And also we have implemented recently what we called training before even giving finances to people. For example, this weekend we were in McKinney, for which we supported women with 600,000 euros. And a training was connected by a business expert before the monies are given out. And the participants were so excited because these were people doing business for business sake. But with the implementation of training before giving the money, it's rising their own knowledge about how far and how much to go about business and what type of business they invest in too. So basically, we are also supporting women in vocational training centers. Firstly, in Women's Vocational Training Center, what he did was to pay tuition fees for all the ladies that are attending there. It is very difficult for them to have resources to support themselves in schools. So he thought it fit that with supporting them with their tuition fees, it goes a long way. And they also support them with learning materials. Those that are doing catering, he support them with blenders and other things. Those that are doing tailoring, he support them with sewing machines and others. And of course, he empowers the teachers there with laptops, computers, for them to do further research and see how best they can improve on their teaching methods.
So Mr. Kamara, looking at the foundation, the Jagaban Foundation, and the person who is behind it is a politician.
Sure.
He's a politician. So you entirely said that he's doing all of those things. He's not requesting or asking that the money comes to him. But at the end of the day, is it Jagaban doing all of those things for people to see him as someone that is fit to rule Sierra Leone? Is that the overarching goal of him establishing such a foundation?
The charity foundation started way before his political dream. By then, it was limited to medical activities and the likes. Of course, he has an ambition to rule Sierra Leone, for which we will not take away from most of the things he's doing. But let us look at the underlying goal, supporting Sierra Leoneans out there, for them to be capacitated in diverse ways. And you cannot take away his philanthropic work long before him manifesting interest in 2022 that he wanted to run under Samoa Kamara's own mate.
Well, you know, in Sierra Leone, this is the method that people do use to come into politics.
What is good about
starting philanthropic work and then
what is good about it is you are empowering Sierra Leoneans. The end goal, in fact, is not yet sure whether the delegates will give him the required votes to make him the flag bearer of the APC party. So you also have to look at the risky side of it, spending his own resources. He has never worked for government, he has never been part of the system, but is contributing immensely to the development generally of Sierra Leone. Imagine Tom Kolimba, he promised them $100,000 for which they will be benefiting from different development programs. So let us look at what the people will benefit rather than what he will score politically.
Okay, so how inclusive has this been? Because you agreed, you know that Jagaban is a politician, sure, and people that are part of his league might want to say they are the ones that should benefit. So how inclusive has this charity work been, ensuring that it targets all sets of people, including persons living with disability, irrespective of the party that they are supporting?
Jagaban knows no tribe, he knows no religion. All he's doing is for and on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone. Firstly, he's very much cut across. Both parents are from Tonkolile and Potloko, born in Blama, Small Bo, and attended Prince of Wales in Freetown. So he has always been part of the entire system. Be it Nede Timni Lokolemba, he has been supporting all without knowing where they are, where they come from, or who or which political party they are supporting. So he's doing this for the people of Sierra Leone, not the people of the APC party. Of course, he has a lot of pointers that he has done for the APC party, but his gestures, philanthropic work, are for the people of Sierra Leone.
Okay. So I've had this question, before we leave you, I've had this question from several people asking how genuine is Jagaban's philanthropic gesture to people.
It is. Imagine somebody giving 600,000 millions to the people of Bombali and nothing is coming back. The borehole machine digging water wells for people, you will not even access the water. So it is very, very much genuine, and they are lasting footprints.
Okay, so thank you very much. He is Saidu Jibrila Buzom Kamara, the national spokesperson of the Jagaban Charity Foundation. He has been taking us through some of the strides that this foundation has made over the years since it was established in empowering communities. While we still have Dr. Emmanuel Safar Abdullah with us in the studio. Doc, still on this particular artificial turf, we know just now you mentioned that we have other sporting disciplines, in Sierra Leone, but looking at artificial turf, we know that it's specifically meant for football, whilst there are other sporting disciplines that are crying, saying that they do not have sporting facilities, across the country, or even enough sporting facilities in Sierra Leone for them to carry on with their sport. What has been your effort or your strides in that light?
So thank you. So just now I spoke about next year we are going to do 6 tracks in the regional headquarters towns. Tracks is for athletics, long distance and short distance, honest. When I came to the NSA, one of the major things that I thought we should focus on is infrastructure. And we are doing infrastructure. If you look at the tennis association, they're just refurbishing their tennis playing field and arena at Hill Station. The NSA provided some resources in support of that. We are going around asking MDAs to help us actually rebuild or build new infrastructure for tennis, basketball across the country. But what we are talking about here today is the launch of the artificial turf project. This is something we now received. We have been allocated 20 and more artificial turf. We need to bring it. We want people to understand that this is what we are doing. It's a one sector thing, and we are moving to the others. If you look at the stadium now, most of the facilities that are completed are other sports, basketball, volleyball, and lawn tennis. Now, when we shall have opened that aspect of the stadium, maybe at the end of this year, they will be the only facilities that are available. We have to understand that infrastructure is not like organizing a football game. It's capital intensive, and with the economic challenges that we all know the country is facing, it will take time. But clearly, in fact, there is already an interdepartmental fundraising committee. The Minister of Sport, Madam James Tema, when I came in and I outlined my program, she said, look, I am big on infrastructure, let's do it. This is why we had meetings with all the sporting disciplines and basically forewarned them that it is not business as usual where you just get up and go to any competition. We can only participate in statutory competitions that the state has to participate, because we want to divert most of the resources to infrastructure. And in that committee, the minister is represented by Mr. Kojo, who I think is the Director of Policy at the Ministry of Sport. And they are meeting MDAs, they are meeting with corporate bodies to fundraise for other facilities. So we are generally looking across. But also when you look at the sporting disciplines, for example, volleyball has this mobile volleyball playing catch which they move with, which is really good, and we are looking into that. We've done a lot of assessment of what we needed to do, save for the fact that Parliament cut our budget, or maybe the Ministry of Finance and Parliament cut our budget the last time. We wanted to do a lot this year, and then next year we'll roll it over.
Okay. Dr. Abdullah, with all due respect to the football family, now the NSA is calling. You are making a genuine call on citizens, to mobilize resources in support of the installation of these artificial turf in the different district headquarter towns and other areas. And this particular call is coming at a time when the football family is in disarray.
The football family,
there are issues when it comes to, because when you look at even the last time in Kenema, their football association, there was this problem about election. All of these things has to do with integrity, and handling of office.
Yeah, but let's
what I'm asking now, what assurance will you want to give to people out there to give their money and ensure that this money that they are giving will be used for the intended purpose?
So these are completely two different things. If we put an infrastructure in Kenema, will that affect the election? Will the elections affect the putting of the completely two different things? Let us not convolute these issues. Firstly, I disagree that the football family is in Surrey. When there are elections, there are disagreements vehemently. Sometimes people go to blows. National election is the same. After that, people come to development. It's time for SLFA elections. Somebody wants to win. This other one wants to win. Somebody is trying to trick the other. This is trying to trick the other. It's across the world. Donald Trump has been saying that the Democrats rigged their elections, that Biden won. And the APC has been saying the SLPP won this election. Rigged this election. They want electoral justice. So SLFA is no exception. So there is no disarray. It's contestation. That's why it's called contestation. We disagree, we fight, we put the propaganda on social media. But one of the things I'll tell you, the SLFA has come a long way. Firstly, we spoke about how many artificial turf they have fixed in Sierra Leone with FIFA. That you have to give praise to Daddy Brian. Thanks to him and his government, whether it's by coincidence, but this is his regime that has brought it. Now the SLFA has set up their own internal judicial bodies. The internal judicial bodies, everyone has participated. There is an outcome. Some people agree, some people disagree with those outcomes. So they are forging ahead in trying to get either CAS to come in or an injunction. That is a democratic process. When they went to Karine, there was an election which the other party says was not held properly. And they have come to the electoral body to look into it. Electoral body has taken a decision. The decision has been sent to CAF. Within the law, within the institution set. So it's no disarray. Disagreement is not disarray. But again, let's come back to artificial turf. This is not a project that SLFA is running. It's a project that NSA and the government is calling on the people of Sierra Leone. Resources are not going to go to SLFA. Resources are not going to come to NSA. Resources are going to go into accounts. So for example, if you tell us now that you want to bring an artificial turf, we are going to give you the company in Germany, the shipping company. Please transfer the money there so that they can bring artificial turf. We don't want to handle cash. I don't want me or my people working to handle cash. When people handle cash, that's when all this accountability issue come in. Okay. We want to ensure that the artificial turfs are here and they are fixed for the benefit of the young people, the youth. Let us all focus on that. The SLFA elections got nothing to do with that.
Okay, so Dr. Abdullah, now you're calling on communities for them to take ownership of this project. So what strategies have you put in place to ensure that you gather these funds so that they can be used to pay for the freight?
Fine. So what we've done is we're going to have conversations with stakeholders from every district. Like I said, this has got nothing to do with politics, it's got nothing to do with region, but what we're saying, people should focus on developing where they come from. Me and Honorable, I was just whispering to him and said, we want you on board so we can bring them Moyamba artificial turf. We're going to gather them, talk to them, and have a channel through which they can contribute across the country. Like I said, we have 9 districts now without artificial turf. And then we have several fields in Freetown. We have chiefdom headquarter towns. Believe you me, if we can do this before December, in a year or two, this country will become another Brazil, a footballing nation. Let us not underestimate what we're talking. We're talking about a massive transformation, which will, for 10 years to come, will last. This artificial turf will last minimum 7 years, maximum 15 years. The Bombalit artificial turf has been there for 15 years. It's now worn out completely. It's like this carpet here. And we need to remove that. So people have to understand that whether you like Safa Abdullah or not, whether you like Minister James Tema or not, whether you like this government or not, this is not about it. It's about the people who you represent. Honorable was talking about fear. And after, when you went on the break, we were talking about how the people will benefit from this, how the prices of things will reduce. That is what we're talking about. How those young people, male and female, will play football on a standard pitch without having to play on dusty fields.
Okay, so Dr. Abdullah, before we leave you, what will be your words of assurance to the public regards the development of football?
I will assure, firstly, there is a track record. When you say Safa Abdullah, you know, we deliver, I deliver. Everywhere I've been, I deliver. 14 months in NSA, sport has been transformed, and sport will never be the same again. I will assure everybody, it's not just football, but sports generally will never be the same again. For football, we have a new youngster coach. We're going to have we are planning to have, after the election, whoever won, we're trying to have a kind of a sports conference where we develop a master plan as to where football conference where we take our football for the next generation. So yes, I assure all of you that sports and football will never be the same again. We are making progress, and that progress is for one set of people, the young people. Let us not underestimate. Football creates, or sports creates employment easily for young people, educated or not. And we should all jump on this bandwagon to ensure that we deliver on it.
Okay, many thanks there to you, Dr. Emmanuel Safa Abdullah, the Executive Director for the National Sports Authority. He has been taking us through his engagement that he has been making for the past few months with regards to development of football in the country. But we still have Honorable Ben Alpha Mansari, the Deputy Spokesman of the All People's Congress, who has been speaking on the ongoing flow of discrepancies in the country. Now, Honorable, you have now called for Parliament to summon the PRA boss, NPRA boss. So what would be your next step if that is not adhered to?
In fact, let NPRA don't wait, or Ministry of Transport wait until they are summoned. All they should understand that NP is not buying fuel from another planet. They are getting the fuel from the same routes, and they should follow the market trend. And therefore, there is a need to reassess the price cap of 27.30 cents to have uniformity, or if it's not uniform as well, but at least let them regulate it. So let NPRE don't wait until they are summoned. This issue has exposed a lot of, I can say, an inefficient approach on their part, but they still have chance to celebrate what the private sector has done in reducing the price of fuel. And all we need is for it to reflect in the lives of citizens in terms of transport fare and the price of commodities. And also for the Ministry of Transport, it is their responsibility to ensure they communicate to the public with regards to transport fare. And lastly, I want to say to the management of Wakafine, please, those buses we have brought to alleviate the suffering and make it affordable to citizens, for them to continuously charge in 10 loans, even when they are buying the fuel price at a lesser cost than to that of the actual government price. There is a need to reduce the price, and once they do, it will have a corresponding positive effect on other drivers to follow suit. Okay. So I want to thank you so much, and I know Parliament will take this issue very seriously.
Okay, so thank you very much. He is Honorable Ben Alpha Mansari, the Deputy Spokesperson of the All People's Congress Party in Parliament. Well, I will ask Mr. Saidu Buzom and Jibril Kamara to give his final word before leaving the studio.
Yeah, we want to thank the general populace for accepting most of the things we are doing out there. This is not about politics, it's about rebranding Sierra Leone, and Mohamed Omodu Kamara is committed to rebranding Sierra Leone. In as much as he has his ambition to lead this nation, he also wants to change the mindset and the lives of people in Sierra Leone.
Okay, so thank you very much. He is Saidu Jibril Buzom Kamara, the national spokesperson of the Jagaban Charity Foundation. Well,
we'll move on to other segments of the program, and it's a review of our local tabloids. The first speaker I have this morning is the Awareness Times newspaper, and its banner headline says 4 Nations Declaration in Monrovia, Liberia for brand new establishment of MRU Parliament. China remembering history and embracing the future. These stories and many more you can find on the Awareness Times newspaper.
Well, the first one I have here is the Pyramid newspaper, and it's open to the banner headline that says Batlo Songa Unite Kenema. Justice Binel laid to rest. SLFA president banned for 1 year, fined 5 million. Techno Spark landsman behind bars. These stories plus more you get to the Pyramid newspaper.
My next speaker is the Awoko newspaper, and it has a banner headline from 2G to 4G. NATCA reports 98% mobile access achieved nationally. Sierra Leone's pharmacy laws outdated and dangerous. Health leaders demand urgent reform. McKinney Icon shines brightest in 2025 and PSC with 100% pass rate. Well, the stories and many we can find on Awoko newspaper.
Well, the next one I have here is the Premier News newspaper, and it's open to banner headlines that says SLFA shuts door on female presidential contender over integrity breach. Historically, MRE countries established sub-regional legislature. FIA joins Egmont Group after 8-year pursuit. SLFA Ethics Committee bars presidential hopeful. These stories plus more you get in the Premier News newspaper.
My final pick here is the A to Z newspaper, and its banner headline says Sierra Leone and China strengthen diplomatic ties. Finance Minister assumed Yoruba Ministerial Committee chairmanship. Moped hosts high-level dialogue on 4th GPEC monitoring round. Holiness Revival Movement empowers Sierra Leone youth. Well, these stories and many more you can find on the A to Z newspaper.
And the last one I have here is the Satellite newspaper, and it says open to banner headline that says I won't seek revenge if elected SLFA President Babadi Kamara. NPSC results out. Government recognizes Kasafoni land list with Gentle Group. Winner to take home 1 million union trip to Dubai. These stories plus more you get in the Satellite newspaper. Well, this is how we end the review of our local the headlines of our local tabloid. Viewers want to remind you that all of the stories that we hear there, they do not reflect the views of the SLBC. We are just merely reviewing the headlines of our local tablet. Esther, they said, all good things must come to an end. So this is how we draw today's edition of Good Morning Sierra Leone, the cutting. This is how we cut cutting down. Okay. It has been a very good program.
Yeah, very good conversation.
Yes, we want to say a very big thank you to you, the viewers, and also thank you to our studio guests. And we want to say a pleasant thank you to our production crew, because if not for them, it would not have been possible for us to be here. And thank you to, especially to our
producer, Daphne Zainab Kamara.
And before we go, our quote for the day is from American author Jack Lemmon, and it says, "Failure seldom stops you. What stops you is the fear of failure."
Well, good morning, Sierra Leone. Returns tomorrow. I have been Esther Sako.
And I have been Emmanuel Samuel.
Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
As a mother of the house, whenever I want to prepare palm soup, there's no need pounding palm fruit. All I need is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. My soup is done, and its preparation, it is not difficult at all. Nkulenu palm soup base, it's easily done with no difficulties. Just take few ladles and your soup is done. And its flavor, it's amazing. This is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. And this is Nkulenu's Ghana's original spiced palm soup base. Iron fruit and turkey berries are naturally added.
Also available Brown Gold natural cocoa powder, Sunny Gold brown sugar, neat fufu flour, shito, pisa and moringa. All available at Nyami Ado Enterprise, 1 Lower Waterloo Street, Freetown.
Nkulenu palm soup base.
Ghanaian original taste.
Here's how to send money overseas using AfriMoney and BNB. Dial *161#. select option 1. Go to option 6 for overseas money. Press 1 for BNB. You'll see the list of countries you can send to. Enter receiver's full name. Enter the receiver's phone number. Enter the amount you want to send. Enter your PIN to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your transaction. Terms and conditions applied.
Discover Sierra Leone, a hidden gem of West Africa, where the rhythms of life dance in harmony with the beauty of nature.
Feel the heartbeat of our culture in every beat of the drum, in every step of the dance.
Experience the tranquility of our shores, where each sunrise brings new stories and endless possibilities.
Immerse yourself in the vibrant tapestry of our daily life, where every color tells a tale and every face a friend.
Come, be enchanted by the sights and sounds of Sierra Leone.
A place where your adventure awaits
and memories are made.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
We are Freetown!
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else,
or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
Freetown!
Freetown!
Yeah!
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
the taxi driver,
the barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
The future is ours. It's our time again.
And this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
the greengrocer,
the teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
This light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don't dare from them. Come here, and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom.
We are the national broadcaster, and I am Sulaiman Baba Toure, a reporter and presenter at the SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
From the commercial department, I am Regina Bangura. You are watching SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
I am Jonathan Turner, a reporter for Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC. As a reporter, I do stories on education, health, politics, and more. Stay glued with SLBC to watch my stories. Your voice, my voice.
Lucian Ganda, producer Weyus, and producer and presenter Christian Editions on TV. This is the SLBC.
I am William Wise, presenter Weyus and also reporter at the SLBC, and this is the SLBC.
I am Salma Tabak, television executive producer. I produce programs on both radio and television. I'm a news anchor, a presenter, an announcer on radio. I enjoy what I do because I serve a public service broadcaster. It's a pleasure to work with the SLBC. I am Tilly Koma, Head of News and Current Affairs Unit, Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Our news hour now covers several segments. We have entertainment, business, weather, sports, ferry schedule, and human interest stories, not forgetting politics. We are doing all that to keep you people posted on what's happening all over the country. Thanks for being with us at SLBC. Keep blue. We are the best.
This is News Brief Live on SLBC. I am Cecilia Alice Sise. A female candidate of the Dele Nursery and Preparatory School, Khadija Yawa Jomansai, has topped this year's NPSC with an aggregate of 346. The total entry, including results that were not released to the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, was 177,112 candidates. 88,000 were females, while 82,618 were males. The Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, made the announcement during our lunchtime program, The Podium. The Sierra Leone Commission on Arms and Ammunition, with support from the Arms Trade Treaty Secretariat, in Geneva has begun training for security personnel and staff of the Commission on the effective handling and use of weapon-making machines. The session is hosted at the Ministry of Defense on Tower Hill in Freetown. Commissioner Sierra Leone Arms and Ammunition, Major General retired Christian Kamara, said the session resonated with the ECOWAS Convention on Small Arms and Light Weapons. He said the Commission was committed in addressing the proliferation of arms and ammunition in the country. Minister of Internal Affairs, Moi Lengo, labeled the training of security personnel as a testament of the Commission's quest to contribute meaningfully to regional and international peace, security, and development. Head of Operations, Sierra Leone Police Assistant Commissioner of Police, Edna Silva, and the Assistant Chief of Defense Staff Operations and Plans, Brigadier General Philip Cheng, said one of the problematic issues confronting nation, state, and the security sector in recent times was the proliferation of arms and ammunition. They said Sierra Leone has demonstrated the political will to combating and eradicating illicit trade of small arms and light weapons. And finally, on Newsbeat from SLBC, with support from the Sanofi Global Health Unit and Global Health NGO PATH, the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association has held training for health workers on hypertension and type 2 diabetes aimed at improving diagnosis, treatment, and community outreach. In Sierra Leone, medical experts say hypertension and type 2 diabetes are the silent killers, and these non-communicable diseases are quietly spreading, claiming lives and crippling communities. President of the Sierra Leone Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Freddie Coker, said the move was a pivotal shift, noting as medical practitioners are beginning to prioritize non-communicable diseases. The training, he went on, was part of a 2-year project implemented in 17 health facilities across the western area. He said community health workers were also receiving digital blood pressure machines, glucose monitors, and training on national guidelines. Cardiologist and public health expert Professor James Russell described heart disease as a national emergency, stating over 20 million lives lost globally each year due to cardiovascular issues, many linked to high blood pressure and diabetes. Health workers said the training came at a crucial time, underscoring the need for more awareness raising in communities on these diseases. Well, that's the end of Newsbeat from SLBC. Thanks for watching. I'm Cecilia Alisise. Goodbye.
Otamba Kilimi National Park, wey dem can call OKNP, dey na the northwest region na Salone, near the border with Guinea. The park divide itself into two: the Otamba, wey get 741 km square land, and the Kilimi, wey get 368 km square land. Government make this area a game reserve inside 1974, and then gazette am and make am national park inside October 1995. The park gets the name Otamba Kilimi for sake of the high mountain, that's na Mount Otamba, and for sake of the longer river wey name River Kilimi. Authority them been choose for preserve this area first term for sake of the plenty babu them wey this place get.
I did Otamba Kilimi National Park, the first national park in Salone, and this national park gets a unique feature. One, I go want for start for describe the vegetation. It gets a mixed vegetation of woodland savanna, riverine forest, gallery forest, so many types of mixture of habitats way suitable for all kind of animals for stay. We give them the highest potential for wildlife conservation at the country. And we, civil society, they run the work, government run the work, all in the effort for protect this particular park. And we need for make everybody come together and do more, because like we get most of the big fives na Salone inside this national park, where you talk about the western chimpanzee then they, you talk about buffalo, you see them, you talk about the elephants then they, you talk about lion, they can visit once on a while, then you talk about the leopard and plenty other antelopes where they. I'm not going to talk about the birds. These are the only area where they get a turtle dove, where they fly from England. They come where you can Salone now. Only this area you can able to find the turtle dove. Now inside Otamba you go able for locate them, or you locate an Kilimi where you not able to get on any other side. So because of the diversity in forming the Otamba Kilimi, the mixture of vegetation, it make them very, very rich for biodiversity in this country.
We dey fight for protect the forest, because one, the forest, if we get the weather dey cold, we know they experience that global warming problem. Then two, if the forest dey, we dey see different types of animals wey we no be know about. So this they educate, we say other animals then they where then they exist we no know about. Then this forest, it help we with the weather. The way the sun they come also serious bad one. That they affect we bad one. Donc we they happy if this forest government able help we follow able protect them. Because it helpful to we now the health side, now the food side, and even the water side. Because if you forest the big tree, then the water no they run away. But if you forest no, they definitely we no want for live like how Somalia they live, or like Mali, you know. So really, we are happy if government they able help we follow protect this forest.
Mortal man, plant and animal them, they don't they tap na this place with peace for long term. But this being term, the kind of a way people don't they put pressure na the forest, don't make the park don't spoil better one. Way safe the ambogging, the plant and animal them, the environment, and people there and to mot. The National Protected Area Authority, which they can call NPAA, and NGO them, they work with the community them, way tap near the forest for protect the park. Then they do this by way of community engagement and forest patrol.
We are for protect the park. Normally now we own job down there. How they do this protection, we get different outposts them inside the park, Kilimi and Otamba section. This part na the Otamba section. We get two different outposts na the Otamba section, one na the Otamba North and Otamba South. We get two different outposts na Kilimi section, one na Kilimi South, Kilimi North. But here na the headquarters. Now we dey support all them 4 outposts there from this Kaba headquarters. Very difficult for we. We no get mobility, we no get boats for cross the river then they. Na community boats there we dey use, then dog out boats them. We na wooden boats. We no able am because them very heavy for now. We no get that support there. Now one of the challenges then in terms of patrolling we dey facing the rivers, water, because water no get branch. If we go any side we no able cross. If there is self-crime there and we no go able to tell anything unless we return back because we no go able to challenge the river for cross them. We will not get boats. And some areas then they all the side they were on talk so for go Kilimi, for go Otamba North, for go Otamba South. It entails a lot because we no get mobility. We no get bike, we no get motokaya na the park. All they use for reaching at the side and they fast. The distance to the inside Tambaka Chiefdom is far.
Takugama Sanctuary, wey na one NGO, they help the community them for plant granite and self-fence then granite farm here with iron fence. Make animal they no spoil them.
I'm so happy because I see the effort where Takugama try for make for support the community people them with granite and rest, and they not just they give them disease them, they also they try for fence at the area which side they plant then see there, where they prevent the animals them from destroying their particular crops. And the fence I see a very good fence where they go able for the grow the vegetables them within that area there for a long period of time, provided they guide them in a very good manner.
But that one day self no look do for the community them. The people say then they suffer too much with angry because the animal then they spoil them farm way that they mourn them bad one.
We dey under 13. The 13 way is how we not get now. Now that day we get now. We both are June. Now that day we get now. So we know they get them from government. And what would they work almond and the eater? If you go down this some position, what advent then do this year? If you work Casada Naya, advent and the eater. You work better the advent and the eater. Console advent and the eater. Rest way rep than the eater. Pepe self we plant and ourselves. Our sort of go advent than the poiler.
If the forest don't spoil, now only the dry season and the rain season, and even the rain season, they small. Now the dry season, and more they get power. And that it create big problem for we life. And today, we they expect that day because timber logging is still they go on, this board cutting, transport and go in a neighboring country. This really, they go down well with we, the authorities. Because we they think of tomorrow, waiting they come tomorrow after we. After 20 years, waiting they happen. If stick no day again, I mean, then they really they affect we.
You pack it, Safola be, Kafin Dondoranti, Colomuna Fanyo, one mato singing. Semunana, what I'm giddy, what Toroke, Maladi Semuna, Goira, Malakala Semuna, Coabidi Munana, one Comali, La Coabidida. Ya Yerinaki, ya Tungwena, what an abbey, what Toroke.
OKNP na one pan the national park them na saloon where be the give government plenty couple through ecotourism. But from where people don't wear inside the park for cut timber and self where the coronavirus sick come wutu the country na the term that where the park begin spoil and they lodge them. Outside tourists that they sleep, safe, don't spoil, bata.
Any year, before the corona outbreak, they get tourists them we be dey visit the park regularly. We get about 11 eco-lodge now, where white people and they come, or Sierra Leone or anybody self they come visit the park, when are they in the lodge. We get them, but they're not there in good order again. Since the corona outbreak, tourists have not been they come visit here again, so they've not been there in use. Now they're all done, run out of use. They're not good again.
For make the park get sober protection again, the community them wey tap near the forest and civil society organization them like Conservation Society in Salone, they call the Salone government for make them put them foot down tranga one for enforce the conservation law them wey Salone get and self help the community them better one.
I dey plead with government for take this park serious and try for build the capacity of the law enforcers them so that they will be able to protect this place for tourism and other conservation gains.
If Papa government they able help we, then we get more reinforcement. So that if we catch anybody, they do something inside this forest, government for hold them, it keep them. After some time, he left them for plant at least 1,000 sticks. Now they happy if they go on like this.
Then go help we now get fine school. Then go help we even on health center. Let get an aya. What to do if you get health center naya? Government they support. Reserve anybody go sick inside. You know time will go far. It go stop here, then treat her. So then they go happy. Government help you for this road here. Then they go find for we. Look at us, solar self will not get her. But when they, if like where you say no, where they say national park, some people then they go come on, then can then if say market there, we say they bye. But then can they not see nothing before them take my to come back. Then go come away for go bye.
We need government for can support we. Let them renovate for we or build another eco-lodge them for the use of the tourism. And even with people in Sierra Leone, who side them will come, then can stay for enjoy the park. And then they go also help. If somebody come and stay under, view the park fine, he go sell out the park. We go get benefits in the country.
Lake Somfong na one freshwater lake wey sidon on top one pan Solima Mountain in Hildem inside Dian Chiefdom na Koinadugu district na Salone. The lake get religious and cultural value for the community and tongue them wey tap near am. Lake Somfong connect to the Pampana River na Tonkolili district and they get water from 7 small stream them. The lake in water can rise and fall according to the season. Lake Somfong deep but 8 meters or 26 feet long and a big but 8.2 kilometer square mile.
We get one particular species where they call the emerald starling, where inside Sierra Leone, not only around this solar mountain, they come, you see the species there, and all over the world, not only 3 countries in Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. And according to research, this area, this particular Lake Somfong, hold the highest population for Sierra Leone. And apart from the Emerald Starling, we got a lot of other biodiversities around this lake. Yeah, especially you see this area and also mountain and rocky areas during the dry, the only source of water na this lake. So most of the animals then depend on this lake for drink.
The people them na Diang chiefdom get high respect for Lake Somfong because they take them for be one sacred and cultural site for all man na the chiefdom.
Inside this Lake Somfong, we get key area the way people they play with. Daldala na one. Daldala, that particular place that is sit down there of the Tureden. Then get the sit on place there, then get a sword, and the way they give sacrifice every 12 years. Now one white cow. But this sacrifice they start for a very long period of time because they take 7 days for one. This Lake Somfong where you see, the man they will this Lake Somfong a day, according to tradition. The woman they will then at the other lake where they right up the hill, what they call Yarmundala. Now then they go start this Sarah, then they kill one white cow there. That cow then they take that woman devil, a cow which are at the lake to the man devil before the man devil happy for listening to the together cry. From there, this lake where they see we get alligator then crocodile then then crocodile then they eat mortal man. I like you don't they don't get nothing for you. The snake that will get then they death mortal man. I like you do that anything they don't get nothing for you.
Lake Somfong now one key conservation area where government don't make up for declare as a protected area. But this place gets serious legal protection problem. Some of the reason are that plenty gold dey na the place. So people and company them, they first forget this valuable mineral through mining. Now true say the mining they bring plenty copper to government, the company them, and even the people themselves where they do the work. But this work they spoil the environment better one. And self go unbugging the people them buy. And they unbug people them with them well-body business. We go bring serious wahala na the country. Particular one where the mining they help for dirty the water where people them can drink and same way so take for do other domestic work them. Apart from the mining where they dirty the river them around, the forest and bush them where they around the lake self don't they suffer from mortal man in plenty bad practice them. Practice them like farm work, where they can cut and burn the bush, timber logging, and even hunting for bush meat. All this don't unbugging the lake, bad one.
So areas where are in people with heavy machines, we don't mind, where we don't drive there, they tend for go back. So woman they do what they call poda. Where they can do all day. So man they go back with machines when I build the machines them and they try for excavate more soil where they wash and they get the money out of the and the more them become stronger and the more they count more machines for excavate the soil. So that's our heaviest challenge we'll get around this lake for now.
Because there's one thing for way to cause disaster for we now we would cut all in ticket because then ticket them find our side. And also, the mine would do so would boil the water, and that water would boil so that water they for use them. And also, them board and then be friendly with the key, then be friendly the meaningful. And we stand for we do agriculture, we go back to agriculture because now with agriculture we will get a sustainable life. But cow business is one of the biggest challenges we get through farming.
Them bad thing yourself, they unbugging the cultural heritage of the lake, and self they make the people them around know they get the benefit where them plants get from the lake.
Because if we think about we origin, they look at and say, then the poil we ancestors them, then the poil we heritage them, then they scare all what we believe in at that place there, then they destroy them. We there against that. If we follow that goal there, of course, maybe we're not going to live for tell the story. We need to raise them in particular.
Plenty people and civil society organization them like CSSL don't they do beaucoup for protect Lake Somfong. But for succeed for protect the lake, need they for make government, local authority them, and the community them around support better one. Now that make CSSL gather support from Bread for the World, na Germany, and be done they work with government and the young people them for long term now.
So moja nara kam madame katarla mele musinma kam madame mer wala okay ya nara mina che tanyare ameleli amelelma melele ame melel madame na kama fa chen nada melel madame ko ka ba ma kolo maralo an tanyare chen meyuma me fin sornarli ka fe ma senasa atanyare mara profiti. So and be ka li chen nada ka won bo mel profiti mar won ye. So anar mela anar madame ntie wala tanyare ke lekson fo atanyare katara mele musinma kana madame ka senasa atanyare wo an be business iseke etila udi yisu ka ba isila dan karan ela business ro and bele sen kero.
As local people, we don't help for protect the lake within we own power. We don't put we picking the in charge for stop people the way in the candy. We don't try for put we system the in place like who we believe in. This is a no-go area. We can put there with normally there. When traditional man say, we not say yeah, person not the good. Then think that they we believe in them. We don't do that all. For just let we discourage the people not for go destroy the Lake Sonfo.
Like all other protected area in Salone, for protect Lake Sonfo need serious government commitment and for enforce the country in law them for protect the environment, the wildlife, and same way so promote ecotourism.
Now we dey appeal to the authorities the way they in charge for men and take action so that this lake will not go lost am. We not go lost this lake. Because if you think of the entire Kwenadugu district now as we speak, since they don't do the demarcation there, the entire Kwenadugu, this is now the only proposed protected area where they will left. Apart from Lake Sonfo, they not get no other area past the Warawara boundary where they use for touristic purpose. But in terms of wildlife and conservation, now only Lake Sonfo now get the potential for come and see wildlife. And besides, internationally, this particular area now an important bird area where recently they don't change to a KBA, key biodiversity area. So for that alone, I believe say we will protect the site. Authorities the way in charge, everybody for come together for more able to protect this site.
So I want to ask the whole world and government, especially the Conservation Society Salone, let them advocate, Lord restore the culture, Lord restore the tradition.
What do we want now let government do for let we protect the lake? The government for help we local authorities them, for empower them, for let them protect that lake there. How then they do this? Then get the Ministry of Mines, then get the all things at their disposal. If the Ministry of Mines don't talk this, no say they will not issue any more license along the lake region. This is now one of the key where nobody no go there again. You understand? Eh? Then if we local authorities that they want help now for stop the illicit mining, but people they come up from down. Say this, the passe. We local authorities that they are answerable to people that they go afraid. They have to make then they answer no more beyond the reach because they're not traditional rulers there. Then they for safeguard and for maintain tradition. But if then tradition then they be destroyed. What then they do for? So it not suit them, not to them comfort, they don't want that, but it is above the reach.
this road here.
We have 4 roads that are giving us problems here. When it rains, mud flows down from the hills and blocks the streets. Many of the smaller roads worsen the situation. If the authorities want to fix this area, they must focus on those neglect roads. Just look around. The streets are filthy, choked with mud, and it's because of those overlooked roads.
If you look at the street, you see the street where you don't dig here, you know the rain so you attack the kind of pressure.
This scene go beyond inconvenience. They are a public health hazard. Blocked drainages have triggered a surge in mosquito breeding grounds and waterborne diseases, raising alarms about potential health emergencies. The potholes, some nearly a foot deep, pose constant danger to motorists and pedestrians. At night, the risks intensify with open drainages and broken slabs filled with stagnant water, making streets hazardous and unpredictable. Kisi Old Road has narrowed into a single lane. Drivers and pedestrians now share limited space, often forced into chaotic, unsafe encounters. Traders like Abdul Karim Bangura have witnessed the firsthand.
This stretch has been a serious problem for years. Authorities visit, assess, then disappear. Nothing has changed. It's now a dumping site. When it rains, the water overflows. The drainage hole is too small, so the water spills everywhere. It's destroying fences and homes around us.
From this fence, from here, 10 that gate na the water 9 broke. Go na mob, flop na all.
Sekou Bangura faces similar challenges.
Every time it rains, this place floods. The drainage is packed with mud. We need the authorities to pay attention.
From Apov School Junction, streets are blanketed in mud. Motorists and pedestrians must navigate carefully. Grass from piles of sludge signaling how long the mud has remained untouched. Deaths, blocked drainages line the road, and community frustration simmers. Awaka Kamara calls for urgent help.
We do this cleaning here every day.
We need stronger support, especially to clear the thick layer of filth from these streets.
The busy Kisi Old Road has become an alternative route for many drivers seeking escape from even worsening conditions elsewhere. But it too is crumbling under neglect. Meanwhile, the new road mirrors these challenges, with blocked drains, worsening mosquitoes and sanitation risk. At the PWD junction along Baibure Road, potholes have become disloyal. Craters forcing vehicles into single lane, bottlenecks and forcing drivers to navigate danger at every turn. As storm clouds gathered and the mud deepens, Eastern Freetown streets cry out not just for drainage, but for dignity, safety, and sanitation action. Until that cry is answered, residents will continue their daily battle against floods, filth, and forgotten infrastructure, with resilience and hope as their strongest allies. SLBC, Mohamed Lamintu reporting.
How for send money overseas where you use AfriMoney and BNB? Dial *161#. Select option 1 for send money. You go see oversee money na option 6. Press 1 for BNB. After that, you go see over 10 country then na the list. Select the country where you want. Enter the person in full name. Put the person in phone number. Not forget for include the country code. Enter the amount where you want for send. Put your PIN or password for confirm your payment. We go send you message for sure say the money don't reach the person. Terms and conditions applied.